Coach, before the ball game, you talked about how important this game was to your team. So how important was this win now to your team?
Well, it's very, very important because we beat an excellent team. Those guys, we've watched them for quite some time and obviously prepared very hard for the game. And the more we prepared, I think the more respect we developed for their players and for how they're playing the game, because their defense is outstanding. And when your defense is outstanding in March and you have talented players, and in their case, as their younger guys are getting older and their chemistry keeps growing, they have both working right now. They have a very good offense, they have an excellent defense, and they have a talented team. In my opinion, and we know here you need some good fortune, but they're one of a number of teams that when you get in March can make a deep run. So that's who we beat. The biggest point I want to make is, I don't know if I've seen a performance like the one I saw in the second half by Gabe York. I don't know if I've ever seen one like that, because he scored all 19 of his points in the second half. It's very difficult when you don't score any in the first half to get going as it is, especially against a defense like that. And then to watch him make the threes that he made. I mean, we screened for him, and I give our guys credit for executing, but those weren't the step-in threes that we all love to take. Those were the hard ones. And for him to make those shots in this moment, I can't think of a more deserving kid, player, somebody who embodies all of the qualities that you want in a student athlete than Gabe. He's the guy that as a freshman didn't play. Mm-hmm. He's the guy as a sophomore who was a tremendous player off the bench on the #1 team. Last year he grew, and he didn't get enough credit for the season that he had. And here he goes, coming off of a week last week where maybe he didn't play as well. Man, he worked hard, and to see him do it under this type of pressure, it's a memory that I don't think I'll ever lose, and I'm happy for him. I'm more happy for our team, though, because we were dead in the water, and we kept fighting to the end. And when you do that, once in a while the ball is going to bounce your way. Because here's the thing, Brian, the ball didn't bounce our way about 3 other times this year. And you start to say, man, maybe we just can't make that play at the end. Well, sure enough, it changed today.
Yeah. And defensively as well. And I want to ask you about Kadeem Allen and Alonzo Trier and the defense those two guys played against 2 of Cal's best offensive players.
Well, nobody was ever challenged more by their coach than Kadeem was since the game at Utah ended. In my opinion, he let his offense and he let some things that he lost some confidence in affect who he is on defense. He is one of the more talented guys that we've coached on defense. Tonight, his job against Tyrone Wallace, and just generally speaking, he guarded the dribble. He was everywhere. He played tremendous. I'll give you a great example. One of the biggest plays of the game was the last play of the first half. We turned the ball over at the top of the key, and they had a layup, and he blocked the layup because he didn't give up on the play. It was just like he kept fighting. And when you do that, once in a while, good things will happen. So proud of our guys. Tonight was the best win of the season. And again, I credit Cal. The reason we feel that way is because we had such a terrific opponent to go against.
Just before I leave, you wanted to just have you talk a little bit about Caleb as well, your other fourth-year senior. And obviously the defensive rebound he had down there at the end of the ball game, his 2 free throws helped put this game away. And, I mean, he played well throughout the game as well.
He did. And, Ryan and him, you almost take them for granted. We won't when they're no longer here, but right now you can. Not only Caleb 10 points, 12 rebounds, Ryan 18 points, 10 rebounds, but, Caleb's physical presence around the basket and all of the different shots he just makes more difficult for the opponent than a lot of the other teams that the opponent plays against. And I sure hope he makes all conference. If he doesn't, I sure hope he makes all defensive team, because I've said it all along. I don't know if there are too many front court players who give more to their team defensively than Caleb Tarzewski gives us.
All right. Congratulations. Great win, Coach. We'll see you Saturday. Head coach Sean Miller here courtside as the Wildcats beat the Cal Bears 64-61.